Hello, hello! Welcome to Fab Friday. So this layout's going to start with a little bit of no plan scrapbooking. I knew that I wanted to use these photos. I had a couple products pulled and a couple of die cuts pulled, but no real kind of planner idea. So I just kind of decided I'm going to put my photos here in this kind of a grid layout. And I'm going to cut this paper, and in this ledger background that I'm using, there is a natural kind of line that splits the page into 2/3 and 1/3. And I thought, well, that's a really good way for your pictures, to divide your page up. So I kind of took a cue from the ledger paper I had, and I'm going to create my journaling, my title, and the bulk of my layout will be on top of this craft polka dot paper, which is craft and white, and then the background has a cream. So we're gonna go ahead and kind of intentionally mix the whites and the creams on this layout, because of course that paper right there is the creamier craft and then the white polka dots. The next thing I decided that I'm definitely going to do is I got all of these scraps. So some of these scraps are Webster's Pages, some of these scraps are Wild Whisper. They're in a stash kit that I've put together and I'm working through this month. And I want to back all of these papers and most of the pie charts up above. I'm going to back them all with different patterns. What I discovered while I was doing this was that the way that I back my pictures, and because of the way that I cut my shapes, I was going to be off camera for most of this endeavor of backing all these cut files. So I'm only going to show you a couple of them so you get an idea of what my process is. But I'm left-handed, and it's easier for me to pick the paper up and kind of hold it close to me while I cut out the shapes. So I went ahead off camera then and I backed all of my cut files with all these fun patterns. And then I pulled together some other supplies, and before I turned my camera on, I came up with a good plan of attack for this layout. So no more no plan scrapbooking. I find that if I don't plan my layouts before I turn my camera on, my videos end up just with a ton of dead space. So I went ahead and backed my journaling box there, which is from Wild Whisper, and I also backed that smaller photo, and I'm just going to decide how I want these pictures laid out. I know that I want them to be kind of in a grid, but it's going to be a very kind of loose grid, or maybe not a loose grid, but because two of the photos are 3x4, or the journaling card and the photos 3x4, and then the other two are 3x5, it's not going to be like a perfect grid, which I'm okay with, because then you can see that pretty Kaiser Craft polka dot paper behind my pictures. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place these pie chart pieces down. Now you'll notice that there are some empty spaces in some of the pie charts, and there is a reason for that, because I'm crazy. So I'm not crazy. I just take on big scrapbooking projects. So the next little piece I'm going to add to my layout here is this branding strip, which is from one of the Wild Whisper papers from the Rooted Love collection, and I like what it says, and I love the dark green, and I like that it gives a little bit of, it kind of separates those two different pages. Oh my goodness, those two different parts of my page. I've had so much coffee today, you'd think I would be better at this right now, but no. So now I'm taking these pieces of what will be my title, and my title is going to be Real Life Boys. These are photos I took of both of my children one day when we were literally waiting for our favorite pizza at our favorite pizza place. We had ordered it to take it home, and it was taking a while, so we walked down the street a little bit to where there was this gazebo, and these two were just like totally just messing around. Like, you'll see the top left photo. My youngest son kept like going up and like messing with my oldest hair, and the funny face that my oldest son has in the top right, and like they were just being boys. So I snapped these 3 candid shots, and I decided that I did want to include them in my scrapbook. So now you're probably thinking she's crazy. Because yes, what you see is what I'm actually going to do. So I am filling all of these 3 pie pieces in my empty die cuts with some Salt of the Earth sequins, and I did all 3 of them. This took a very long time, but very fortunately for you, I decided that you didn't need to see me do this forever. So I love how this turned out, though. It's a really, for me, it's kind of therapeutic and just it doesn't bother me to sit and do like kind of fussy work like this. So between backing the cut files and the sequins, definitely a little bit of a time-consuming layout. But I love how it turned out, and I think this idea of filling in these die cuts with the sequins is awesome. It provided a lot of like texture and interest. And I think it turned out really, really nice. I really love it. Love how this turned out. And those are the Salts of the Earth sequins from the Spiegelmom Scraps shop. And now I'm going to go ahead and add some cork arrows and my journaling to this layout. I don't have a ton of journaling, just a little bit. And as an aside, I love, love, love the way cork arrows look with staples in them. So cool. They kind of puff up like the way puffy stickers do. And they're really, really awesome. So this is a flare from a Flare for Buttons. And then I have this little cut apart, which is from a really, really old Gossamer Blue kit when I used to subscribe to them in 2014. So yeah, that little cut apart piece has been in my stash for a really, really long time. So super excited to get it on a page. Kind of shocked I haven't lost it. I'm going to put this little tab down at the bottom, and I'm just going to go ahead and add my date to that. And then I decided that there were enough sequins on this page. No more sequins. But I wanted something a little bit flatter or a little bit of a different texture. So I added some matte green enamel dots from Freckled Fawn. And the last little touch to this layout is just going to be a date stamp with Stays On ink pad, so that I can put them away in my albums chronologically. I hope you have enjoyed this Fab Friday layout today, and I highly encourage you to sit down and fill a die cut with sequins because it looks awesome. Have a wonderful Fab Friday and a great weekend. Bye!